13 amazing land formations. Number 13. The Sleeping Giant. This natural rock formation off the coast of Ireland is also known as the Dead Man. Either name seems to work. With the ominous clouds hanging low, this looks like someone who laid down and fell asleep on the water. The area tends to be quiet. Minard's Head, the mountainous countryside where the Sleeping Giant resides, doesn't appear on many tourist itineraries. Maybe they prefer to let the dead man rest in peace. Number 12. The Stone Desert. These stones are located in Varna, Bulgaria, and it's known as Pobiti Kamani. It looks like a chalky forest or a collection of stone columns and is located in the country's single desert. The area consists of sand dunes and these bizarre stone columns measuring up to 23 feet. The formations are actually hollow and filled with sand. So what explains the phenomenon? Well, the jury is still out on that one, although one theory suggests the columns are the result of coral formation. Did you know the Stone Desert is one of only 2 naturally formed deserts in Europe? Number 11. Moeraki Boulders. These large spherical stones are found scattered along the COYOTE beach in New Zealand. The natural formations, although they could be mistaken for man-made objects, it's thought the spheres were formed in a process similar to the way a pearl forms in the shell. These boulders likely started as a fossil shell or small pieces of wood. As minerals and lime from the sea accumulated, they attained that perfect spherical shape, some measuring up to 9 feet in diameter. Okay, so they're not exactly a land formation per se, but they do add a lot to the landscape. Number 10. The Sleeping Ute. Interesting, isn't it, how several of these natural land formations seem to resemble people sleeping? Well, here's another one. It's said to resemble a chief of the Ute Native American tribe laying down for all eternity with his arms folded, and it's located in the Ute Mountain Indian Reservation of southwestern Colorado and northern New Mexico. The formation is caused by mountain peaks in an otherwise flat land. If you can't quite make out the Sleeping Ute, his head is to the right and the rest of his body stretches to the left. Number 9. CHIRICAHUA National Monument. Located in southeast Arizona, it's known for having a vast array of amazing land formations, such as the one called the Big Balanced Rock, which looks like it could tip over at any time. Some of the rock formations can rise several hundred feet in the air. Number 8. The Sphinx of Balochistan. Hingol National Park in Pakistan is home to a natural rock formation that resembles the Great Sphinx of Giza. This version, however, was sculpted over millions of years by semi-desert coastal winds and rain. It sits atop a mountain some 155 miles away from Karachi. Number 7. The Weeping Rock. Located on Mount Sodom in Turkey, the mountain itself is associated with the goddess Niobe, who was said to have been turned into stone after a battle with the gods Apollo and Artemis, after which, it's said, she wept unceasingly. This natural rock formation does seem to resemble a human female figure hunched over, perhaps in a state of despair or resignation, but the weeping is due to the rainwater that seeps through the porous limestone. Number 6. The Wave Rock. This well-known landmark in Western Australia is a granite cliff that rises almost 46 feet high and measures 360 feet long. And it really does look like a wave of stone is about to break over you. Water erosion over the ages is thought to be responsible for the unique curvature of the cliff. It's located around 184 miles from Perth and is part of Hayden Wildlife Park, a 395-acre nature reserve. Over 140,000 tourists each year catch the wave, so to speak. Number 5. Coyote Buttes. These land formations with distinctive striping are found from north-central Arizona to south-central Utah. The Buttes area is divided into north and south sections. The coloration of the sandstone varies as a result of iron oxide pigments embedded within the layers. Like many natural land formations, they do look like they could have been sculpted by hand, and some even resemble a village of teepees. Number 4. Lot's Wife. If you recall the story of Lot's wife, she turned to look back at Sodom and was turned into a pillar of salt. Near the Dead Sea at Mount Sodom in Israel, there's a column which is said to be a pillar of salt, although it looks more like stone to us. But it does have a human-like appearance, although the column is said to measure over 60 feet high. If that's truly Lot's wife, well, maybe giants really did walk the earth back when. Number 3. Granite Town. Some bizarre rock formations standing up to 65 feet tall were recently discovered some 2,000 miles away from Yakutsk, one of the coldest and most secluded cities in Russia. It's being called a granite town because many of the Siberian rock formations resemble skyscrapers towering over the landscape, and the buttes look kind of like towns in the tundra, but the location is more formally known as sun-dronn pillars. The incredible scenery is found in the Ulakhan-Sis mountain range above the Arctic Circle, and many of the formations look as if they were sculpted by human hands, but the shapes are thought to have been formed by the constant thawing and freezing of the sandstone and surrounding granite. Some people think the rock formations are reminiscent of soldiers that were petrified while marching forward. Others find similarities to the famous statues found on Easter Island. What different shapes can you see in the photos? People, maybe? Landscapes? Animals? Number 2. A higher perspective. How about checking out some land formations from a really amazing angle, like outer space? Earlier in 2016, the crew of the International Space Station captured some amazing pictures of some of the Earth's land formations from 249 miles above the planet. Here's 4 examples of what they saw. You can see sand dunes in the central Algerian desert as they encroach onto the surrounding landscape. It's thought that pictures like these can help researchers who study the Earth's ongoing environmental changes. Does it look like a scene from Lord of the Rings? Well, not quite. It is actually a high oblique view of the snow-draped peaks of the Himalayan mountains. Did we throw in a moonshot by mistake? Oh no, this amazing land formation is found right here on planet Earth. It's an extinct volcano in the southwest region of the African Brockrose Mountains in Namibia. Would you have guessed? The peak rises over 5,200 feet. And here's a picture of a huge ice field in southern Patagonia. You can see how it swirls into Lake Viedma near the Patagonian Andes between Chile and Argentina. Number 1. Wow, what an awesome view of the Grand Canyon, right? Well, yes and no. Yes, it is an awesome view, but no, it's not the Grand Canyon. In fact, you'd have to travel almost 7,000 miles east of Arizona's natural wonder to find Chirin Canyon, located in Asia. Chirin Canyon stretches some 56 miles across Kazakhstan, and its large river and fiery red sandstone rock formations have earned it the nickname of Grand Canyon's little brother. That's because the Elder Canyon measures some 277 miles long. But take a look at these pictures, and you can see the striking similarities. And some people think the Asian Canyon's beauty rivals or even exceeds that of its more famous relative. After seeing these amazing pictures, you might be tempted to visit, but keep in mind summer temperatures can be excruciatingly hot, although tourists can swim or kayak in the river. And you're advised to carry your own food and water because there aren't many food outlets or shops, although you might find some locals selling fresh produce. One thing, however, is for sure, you will come back with some breathtaking pictures.